the second claim that we have here listed is, and I believe this will be answered by both Hendrik and Nadine, is that rubber boots being connected with CMR Substance Exposure. Do you guys want to get into that one a little bit?
Yeah, it was the connection of rubber boots in which they found CMR substances, or so-called CMR substances. And yeah, here in this example, CMR substances were referred to plasticizers, and DIMP as one of the identified plasticizers that were found in the rubber boots. But in episodes 2 of the series, we already elucidated that no hazard is identified for DIMP, and there's a lot of data available to prove the absence of hazard. And DIMP is definitely not a CMR substance, and it has been extensively assessed by regulatory agencies that DIMP is not classified for carcinogenic, mutagenic, and reproductive toxicity. That stands for the abbreviation CMR. And yeah, because or this is well known for us, or me as a toxicologist, and for regulators and authorities, this does not mean that the general population knows it as well. And also in many cases, there are reports in print media or television in which a certain hazard of DIMP in consumer products is reported. And this misinformation in media is often due to insufficient research of regulatory information. And yeah, media might not always have all information at hand, or do not put so much effort in it to collect and assess all information. And yeah, maybe Hendrik can elaborate on the real media example you were mentioning, Ben, and the activities he initiated.
So we see it quite often that, as Nadine explained, that there are some media reports out there that just put everything into one pot, and then there's kind of misconceptions. And we also seen this beginning this year with the TV report on hazardous plasticizers and rubber boots, and at the same time they were connected with the existence of DIMP in those. And there's of course the conception that then also DIMP might be carcinogenic or mutagenic or reproductive toxic, and it's not good to use those rubber boots. But this is just a wrong statement. What we do, either as an individual company or as part of industry associations, that we try to reach out and offer information, offer kind of education, and yeah, this is always very helpful. And also those reports, when we got aware of this and really have an open dialogue with the journalists, then sometimes we really see that those reports are withdrawn from the public because they produce a wrong picture about the real issue. So part of our job is really to try to educate the public about scientific facts of pesticides, and we do not just invent those facts. So those facts are all in publicly available peer-reviewed journals, and we also do not do this just in Germany or in Europe, but also in the US. Currently, there are some discussions in the US, some developments and movements, some dossiers. Maybe Sanjay can comment a little bit about what's happening in the US on that field.
No, thank you, Hendrik, and Ben again, and Nadine for introduction quickly on this one. So yes, as you said, yeah, we are experiencing some level of pressure from various authorities, including media, then NGOs and private groups within the US, such as US Plastic Pact, for generalizing the use of phthalates as an ingredient and common use on as a demon. So and they're trying to introduce legislations into some of the states for banning this as everything which has phthalates in it, which Henrik and Nadine and we already discussed in last two episodes that everything cannot be categorized in one basket, so we have to separate them out with the scientific data that we have available. So to change this public perception, and that's ongoing. There are some ongoing legislation in the New York City in the food packaging area, in Maine for the whole banning all the phthalates, very general ban, which we obviously think is not right. And then in Washington State, again identifying the health and environmental impact from the general use of phthalates. This has been going on for some time. And then again from the US plastic bag, kind of basically identifying the PVC based thing and banning them. And this is the NGO initiative. We personally feel that these are all very, very general uh, perceptions, putting everything into one basket to ban. So we are working with some of our partners, American Chemistry Council. We are working with Plastic Industrial Association, sharing key information, the scientific data that we have worked with various resources to share this data to get change the public perception and fight these generalized legislation / bans issued by these various states and NGOs.
I think this is also one of the values that we bring into the whole supply chain, that we are able to understand the scientific information, populate also own research, that we are able to be part of the general public discussion about phthalates, plasticizers, and even the PVC industry. And I think this is a huge benefit and value from Evonik to the whole supply chain, also to secure those beneficial substances also for the future.